Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots. Bootlicker, shills, deathslays, hearse, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And I want to do a video about illegals in the voting process. And this has gone from a conspiracy theory to a conspiracy fact. And it's really all out in the open. And some of the moves by the left to make sure that illegals can vote are really astonishing. So this is no longer a theory. And the fact that we have so many governors, for example, especially someone like Gavin Newsom in California, and even Congress blocking attempts to make it harder for illegals to vote, really makes their play completely obvious to anyone. So it's pretty astonishing. But some of the figures are interesting. Rasmussen did a undercover study, and they found out that in the 2020 election, 10% of voters were illegals, and that's really a huge number, and it certainly would have been enough to swing that election. Just one sampling alone showed that 14% of illegals were registered to vote, and it's super easy for them to register. But we have Georgia now created a law where they've blocked hand counting of ballots, which is an obvious move, and they also have made it so that there's require immediate certification. So there's not going to be any dragging out and investigating exactly who's voting. And let's remember that in the 2020 election, Georgia went to Biden by 11,000 votes. So it takes a fairly small number to swing an election. And then we have Gavin Newsom in California, like I mentioned. He's blocked voter ID requirements in the state of California. And of course, California is full of illegals. And the fact that he comes out and just makes it very obvious that if illegals want to vote there, they will be allowed to. And we also have welfare offices providing voter registration to illegals. And 45 states or 49 states actually hand out these forms to anybody that wants them. So anybody can go into welfare offices and get voter registration forms, and there's no requirement that they show an ID to get this form, and they can register to vote. And driver's licenses for legals, they are given driver's licenses when they come to this country, and they can use those to vote in many states if they have to show some sort of voter ID. So there's another story that came out that 200,000 voters in Arizona are not confirmed as citizens. And in Pennsylvania, 11,000 illegals registered to vote in 2019. So this is a very rampant issue. And Project Veritas did a investigation last year as well, showing how ballot harvesting was done in Michigan, and this is also can be done in every state in the union. And it's basically they go out and they pay people to get their ballots, and then they go and back to their living rooms and just fill them out for whatever particular candidate they want. And so this is a big deal, and I didn't want to believe such an amazing conspiracy theory that the Democrats and the Biden administration were allowing all these illegals to come in the country to swell the base of Democratic voters. But it looks to be absolutely true. There was also a video that came out last year that showed social workers and election workers on the border passing out information about voting for Biden, and even were asking who they were going to vote for. And almost all of them said they were going to vote for Biden. Makes total sense. They're going to vote for who let them get into the country. And then, of course, we know that all these illegals that come in the country, numbers have been quoted as high as 20 million. And there's no way really to know. It could be anywhere from 15 to 30 million for all we know. But these kind of numbers can sway an election. So currently there's no requirement on federal voting forms to prove citizenship either. So they can vote, and many of them will vote. And apparently that's what the Democrats want. And the way things are going right now, as far as the election, it doesn't look like it's going to have a big enough impact to keep Trump out of the White House, at least how it looks now. But the effort was made, and it's a very real thing. And so it shouldn't be that way in this country. It shouldn't be that way in any country. The fact that such a high percentage of people that do not have citizenship can actually vote in our federal elections is truly astonishing. I'm a useful idiot, don't you be one too?